I don't understand what this almost mythological status is that Ted Cruz has gotten in the last 10 years on some level. He's not alone. He's a figurehead in some ways. It's as if, by virtue of being the Solicitor General, all of the evils of the state of Texas can be put onto him. And now that he's been able to go to Senate and he's got this thing with space going, and now apparently he's temporary Senate pro tem as necessary or needed, at least as much as they can tear it to the day or the security that was hooked up on that day via whatever they set up that day. Then he can conveniently be targeted. And if you have some secret writ of habeas corpus, like, I don't know, maybe somebody got arrested at a protest, and so a lawyer files a writ of habeas corpus, and then somebody can set up a bunch of transactions on their cruise and just ding them or torment them. And then you've got what the Republicans did, the Republican Party of Texas did the last election, and had a major security set up on the election about chemical castration. I believe he absolutely 100% knows exactly what he's doing. I also believe that whether or not he actually does, that there is this sort of pretense that somehow he's part of some secret sacred group that's entitled to do that. But the branch of Christendom that he and these people claim that they're covered by, unfortunately just got its policy canceled last night. And the way it is the intersectarian infighting that allows for them to start eating and cannibalizing each other before they think they've acquired enough spiritual power so that they can go do things like ethnically cleanse the Middle East and claim their stake to the Holy Land. Unfortunately, that whole paradigm now has been bankrupted. And because of this, they've put the entirety of Christendom that took its authority from the Catholic Church or is in the line of secession from the Catholic Church. They took all of that, and now the sins that they've tried to project onto others are on their head. Now, technically speaking, there are reports today that over 600 protesters, 600 is the metric they're using, were arrested over the weekend. And we've had this kidnapping of the one and two, right? The one woman and then the two city council members, which has its own thing. In some way, I understand this is connected to my attempt to petition the Supreme Court of the United States for consideration of a pattern of racketeering activity in the United States. That original petition was stolen by traitors in Houston. It was sent to a mailing address at a religious identified center that said it would have mail service for us. They stole it. That religious center had locations in Guatemala and elsewhere. I believe that they're a front for narco terrorists. It was the place I was taken to after the cop assaulted me in front of everybody, took my picture, and banned me because I didn't want to simulate I was going to give him a hand job in order to get food. So, we are where we are. 600 is also the metric that Deloitte has when it comes to their campaign sponsorship of Ted Cruz. It's also the metric on my writ of quo warranto that the Supreme Court of Texas, ex post facto, much ex post facto, reconfigured the docket to say I never provided the charges, so the time frame expired or whatever it was. Basically, they floated it until they had enough to go do their own little insurance deal with the Supreme Court instead on a day when ex-dividend payments were being paid out for a uranium company. So that's pretty much the status report today. I am advising these assholes in Texas to cease and desist from doing any proxy writs of habeas corpus so that they can bind somebody's genitals in another country to service them. If the person who alleges he's qualified to run the country elsewhere knows what's going on and decides he's going to participate in any way, shape, or form, let me say, you looked very, very nice in your vest, sir. Very, very, very nice. You also look like the kind of person that's a prime candidate for the Honduran treatment. I'm sorry. That was the photo op you banked on, and that's the one I'm sticking with until further notice.